Watch it. Here he's talking, Gary, and here's a little bump. He says something to him, and there's a push. And there's the push by him, and drops his hands.
Actually, it was Ainge that initiated all of that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap to you. He low-key, he pulled a coward move. Let's get it. We back. We got some more Danny Ainge fights going on here, man. I told y'all after the last video I had to do some more research on Danny Ainge. I didn't know he was like that. Hey, if you're new to the channel, it's your boy DtaeNoDinero here. And man, hit the like button, man. Let's try to get the video up to 50 likes. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We dropping content every day, all day. You know how we coming. But look, I don't want to talk y'all heads off. Let's get to the video.
The Lakers have it.
This him and James Worthy right here, y'all.
Magic Johnson. Worthy, quick move, lost it, but he lost it to a teammate. Here's Kareem, short, Worthy, over Bird, lost it by Ainge, and Danny Ainge almost loses his shirt in the process, and the officials quickly break it up.
Hey, can we get a replay? A close-up?
Worthy's popped up for this ball game. He went strong and hard to the boards that time.
James Worthy will be on the line. Let's pick this up again.
Here's Worthy coming in hard, and Danny Ainge gets in there and fouls him, and Worthy upset.
Hey, this had to be when Danny Ainge was young, man. He did not care at all, man. He gon' get on you. He don't care at all. He's like that. I didn't know Danny Ainge was like that, man, for real.
James Worthy will be on the line. Let's pick this up again.
Watch how he go for the ball, he go for the leg, and Ainge like, no, you ain't getting no bucket. Hey, this had to been after Larry Bird that called his teammates some sissies. I mean, Larry Bird had everybody on the Celtics team probably riled up after he called his teammates some sissies. I ain't gonna cap to you. Look at Larry Bird right there. He stepped right in there and he ain't care. He's about to get down with you too.
And now there's McHale going to come into your picture momentarily, saying, "Hey, pal."
Worthy and McHale.
Look at McHale. Look at McHale. Look at McHale.
McHale went at it. Slapping.
Look, they not playing.
I'll tell you, Jake O'Donnell and Jack Madden have their hands full out there, but they have done a good job of keeping the calm with all the pressure and tension of the 6th game of the World Championship.
Hey, and it's so crazy. Nobody gets kicked out. Nobody get kicked out at all.
And so much riding on the line. Here is James Worthy. Remember we talked about how he was 3 for 11 from the field in the first half. The Lakers.
I mean, he was only 3 for 11. Hey, that's him and James Worthy right there, man. Drop some in the comments what y'all think about that. Y'all think Danny Ainge was in the right tackling James Worthy out the sky like that? We got him right here against somebody named Tree Rollins. I don't know who Tree Rollins is. Drop some in the comments if you hit the Tree Rollins. It look like he played for the Hawks.
Time left in the third quarter here at the Boston Garden. This is the third and deciding game of this mini-series. The winner to go on to beat Milwaukee. Rollins takes out the frustration of the basket. Here we go. Danny Ainge.
I told y'all, Danny Ainge be on that. Hey, we gotta go back and see what happened. What happened, man? We gotta see what happened.
The winner to go on to beat Milwaukee.
Done. Where's Danny Ainge? Danny Ainge is nowhere in the line of light. He's not nowhere in the line of sight.
Takes out.
He just right there. He throws a little elbow at Danny Ainge for no reason. Hey, look, Danny Ainge is like that. You throw an elbow at him, he about to get busy with you.
Frustration on the basket. Here
Tackle D.
Danny Ainge. Oh,
he tackled D, bro. Hey, they gotta pull Danny Ainge out of there off by his shirt.
Officials all over the floor.
Was that Danny? No, they still get Danny got everybody. Everybody's on the court. Everybody's on the court.
I thought they said the hockey game wasn't until tonight.
Hey, you hear the announcer talking about, I thought this was a hockey game, but it wasn't till tonight.
Danny Ainge got the worst net. He's got Dan Roundfield and Tree Rollins on top of him right now. They can't get him off. Tree Rollins has got him in a headlock, but we saw that coming a while ago when Danny Ainge and Tree Rollins were getting into it. Boy, you don't like to see this because you know what? Somebody get hurt in something like this and miss the playoffs. This is not a good scene at all.
Let's see how it started. It looked
They
like
still
Ainge
pushing somebody
tackled
back.
Rollins, but they're still taunting each other here. This may not be finished yet. Wilkins wants a piece of somebody. The trainer, Joe, too,
And
pulling
this had
Wilkins
to be
back
for
to
the
the bench.
playoffs. The intensity that they had back in the day for wanting to win a ring is 10 times more intense than what goes on in the league right now. Like literally, like look at that, yo. Everybody's on the court. Everybody's on the court. They even got fans on the court.
Frank, one thing I've always learned, never try to break up a guy fighting, especially big man. I did it 5 years ago with Daryl Dawkins. He punched me and split my eye open in the Portland.
The announcer gotta be funny, man. He talking about some don't never break up a fight between two grown men. He said that he got into a fight with somebody named Daryl Dawkins and got punched in the face. Hey, you gotta be listening to the announcers, man. The announcers be really telling some stories. They are hilarious. They comedians. I ain't gonna cap to you. Back in the day, the announcers were borderline comedians.
Series. If those big guys are going to go at it, you get out of the way because there's nothing you're going to do.
Ainge is leaving.
Everybody in the crowd clapping for Danny Ainge.
Whether or not it's by injury or whether it's because he's been asked to leave remains to be seen.
I would be very surprised if Tree Rollins was not ejected along with Danny Ainge.
Well, Ainge looked like he tackled Collins. Let's take a look at it again. Here's how it started. The Roundfield flying down the floor.
Yeah, he threw that elbow for no reason. Like, he had beef with Danny Ainge. I don't know what Danny had did to him, but he had beef with Danny Ainge, and he really tried to treat Danny Ainge like a little boy out there, and Danny Ainge ended up turning up doing this.
And look at the elbow there on Ainge that was thrown by Tree Rollins. And now Ainge will tackle Rollins. Watch this.
Well, he was smart to go in low because Tree was going to throw a haymaker at him there. He had to get him down. Danny Ainge, baseball, basketball, looks like a nice open field tackle there also, Frank. Here's where you get hurt, though. Larry Bird, you see Larry Bird's shoulder like that?
Take a look at it, another angle. This is a pretty flagrant elbow he threw at Ainge.
And he's retaliating for what happened while...
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, man, Danny Ainge was definitely in the rights to be on that boy button like that. I mean, to really get on him like that. For real. Hey, this right here, we got Danny Ainge versus Cedel Threat. Man, look, I don't know who these guys is. Drop something in the comments if y'all hip to these players, but I've never heard of them before. Hit that subscribe button, like the video too.
Bo Cheeks, top shot. Beautiful play. 14 points for Cheeks.
Maurice Cheeks does such a nice job finishing shots off. He does not distort them. He gets in there and uses the glass nicely.
5-point lead for the Celtics. Danny Ainge trying to set up. He looked the shot off that time. Rebound by Johnson. Out it comes to Cheeks, and now the Sixers starting to make a little bit of a push. In a game of spurts. Three from outside. Doesn't go. McHale's got it. 7 rebounds for Kevin McHale. See, Bobby Jones respects Wedman's ability to shoot outside. There's Cheeks. Takes it away from McHale. Cheeks is just bringing this team back.
Great speed. Maurice Cheeks, he made the steal and then drove it right down the basket. It's like
Now
Ainge
we
and
have
Cedel
Ainge and three after each other. Three threw a right hand and hit Ainge.
He staggered him too.
Yes, he did. That was a solid right hand by three. And now the cooler heads are prevailing.
He violated. You can't throw no closed fist.
That was following a beautiful drive by Cheeks. And erupts into this.
Danny Ainge is out on his feet, Gary. He took a right hand by Cedel Threed, and he is out on his feet right now.
Reminds me of Mike Weaver yesterday in that heavyweight fight when Bone Crusher Smith put him out. Let's go back now and reconstruct this for you. Cheeks with a beautiful move, and after the basket, Here's how it developed. Let's watch it.
All right, Sadale 3. It looks like he was
They just
pushed in the
pushed
back
him.
by one of his teammates.
Everybody had beef with Danny Ainge. That's crazy. He just pushed him for no reason.
And he pushed Danny Ainge down. Now let's watch what happens. They're going to shove each other. Ainge bumps and they shove, and right here's the right hook. Right there, Sadale 3, really. And here's where Danny Ainge, you see him staggering right now. He's going to go down. He is out on his feet right there, Gary.
Oh, he had him dizzy.
Well, Danny that time, who's been that kind of a guy, he's a frustrated guy sometimes. He's very active, has had the tendency to get into some fisticuffs before, and he took on Threet. And I'll say one thing, the scouting report on Sadale Threet is he has a good right cross. That was a very tough blow. Danny seemingly now has shaken it off, but you could see the potential of some real damage.
Well, the one thing that happened there, too, is when Danny Ainge pushed Sadale after they
had the tendency to get into some fisticuffs before, and he took on Threet. And I'll say one thing, the scouting report on Sadale Threet is he has a good right cross. That was a very tough blow. Danny seemingly now has shaken it off, but you could see the potential of some real damage.
Well, the one thing that happened there, too, is when Danny Ainge pushed Sadale after they retaliated against each other, he dropped his hands, and Sadale hit him with a quick shot, and he's been ejected from the ball game.
You got to go. You pushed him, man, punched him, man, and you got him dizzy.
Let's go back once again.
Sadale 3.
All right, watch it. Here he's talking, Gary, and here's a little bump. He says something to him, and there's a push. And there's the push by him, and drops his hands.
Actually, it was Ainge that initiated all of that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap to you. He low-key, he pulled a coward move. He threw the punch and then backed up. Danny Ainge couldn't even get his lick back, man. He pulled a coward move. Watch how he throw the punch and then bags up and then wait for his teammates to get there and then get all riled up and get all hyped.
And here's a little bump. He says something to him, and there's a push. And there's the push by him, and drops his hands.
Yeah,
actually, it was Ainge that initiated all of that.
Danny, that time.
Even though he was pushed out of bounds, he did say something, did push Sadale. And Sadale now has been thrown out of the ball game. Matt Gook is checking with Darryl Garrettson now, and you can see the look in Ainge's eyes. As Doug said it, he was almost out on his feet, and now Gukas, I think he wants Ainge out of the ball game as well.
Well, what he's trying to say is he feels that Danny Ainge started it, that he should be tossed out as well.
No,
and he's letting Darryl Garrettson know that Danny Ainge, he felt, cracked Sadale 3 first before Sadale punched him.
I think I'm being fair, but Danny's been involved in several of these, hasn't he, Doug?
Well, he was involved in one in Boston Garden a few years ago with Tree Rollins, and Tree Rollins about bit his finger off.
He talk about some. He was involved in a fight with the guy Tree Rollins, and Tree Rollins almost bit his finger off. We just watched that, y'all. We just watched that fight. That's when the dude elbowed him. He elbowed him coming down the court. Hey man, I got mad respect for Danny Ainge because he ain't bagging back from nobody. He ain't ducking no smoke. He not avoiding nothing. He really on it. He get like that with you.
But Ainge is going to remain in the game, obviously, as he's now shooting the technicals.
Yep.
It's one of those
hitting
things,
him
Doug,
too.
where the guy that retaliates seemingly always gets caught. But I think our replay showed that this guy initiated the problem.
He definitely did.
So Matt is on the court trying to resolve this situation. He is still asking if why Ainge is not ejected from the game.
Stop acting like
the
you
thing
don't
that
know
hurts
why, man.
is that Philadelphia, Doug, was making a move. Cheeks had made 2 great driving baskets. Now you lose 3, plus you have 2 points from the free throw line, and it could stem what was a comeback.
We got
another
Clem
fight
Johnson
going.
now.
Ainge and Clement Johnson.
Danny Ainge is talking now with Clem Johnson, and now a technical on Clem Johnson. Gary, we got to be very careful right now because something could really get nasty here.
And they just was trying to get over on Danny Ainge at this point. I'm at this point where I felt like they was trying to get over on Danny Ainge. Maybe they thought he was young, a rookie, small guy because he was a point guard, or whatever the case may be. But they was trying to get over on Danny Ainge. And look, he not going for none of that. And look, y'all just gave them like 5, 6 free points, man.
Well,
That could have been the reason why the 76ers lost that year.
Ainge is going to, what's he doing shooting more free throws?
A technical on Clem Johnson.
Okay, another technical. This one's on Clem Johnson, and Ainge
Anybody else?
is just ignoring all this confusion. He's
And
hit
he's
3 of
hitting.
them in a row.
You know, this is sort of reminiscent of what happened last year in Boston Garden when Julius Erving and Larry Bird had their little set too, and it got really, really nasty. These two teams have bad blood. They respect each other, but there's bad blood, and you don't need something like this occurring right now.
Right now, everybody is standing in the stands. Just feel a powder keg. Right
Look at
now,
the ball,
after
Danny.
the free throws by Ainge, the Celtics lead it 74-68 with 16 seconds to go in the third period. And they're going now for the last shot of this period.
The score is 74-68. They just gave Danny Ainge like 3 points, so the score probably was probably a lot closer than what it was. But that's what happens when you let your emotions get the best of you. You start putting your team in a worse position.
Period. To McHale. Beautiful pass.
Big McHale.
Feasting to McHale. 76-68. Here's Cheeks looking for some operating room to Catledge. Tough shot by Catledge. And we've come to the end of 3 periods of play. The score, Boston 7.
That was wild, man. That was wild. I want to know what y'all think about that video, man. Drop some in the comments. If you ask me, I feel like Danny Ainge stood his ground with everybody. It was Danny Ainge versus everybody. Danny Ainge versus the whole 76ers. He didn't care. And we didn't really see Larry Bird out there, so you know they probably was trying to take some cheap shots at the Celtics when Larry Bird wasn't out there, because you know Larry Bird is 6'9", 6'10", and he a threat. You know what I mean? So Danny Ainge been the point guard out there leading his team by being a good point guard, facilitate and make good passes. So you know Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, they all can get buckets. They was trying to like intimidate him, and he wasn't going for none of that. You see the old dude at the beginning, he pushed him for no reason. All he did was, you feel me, just playing good defense, going for the rebound. Next thing you know, he getting pushed. Next thing you know, after that, he getting hit. Next thing you know, you got the dude over there yelling at him. Got a technical foul himself. So, yeah, they was tripping. They was definitely tripping right there. But we got another video here before we get up out of here, y'all. If you've been here this long, I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button. Turn the notification bell on. And don't forget, like the video. Silly. Let's get it. We got Daryl Walker, Danny Ainge fight. I don't know who Daryl Walker is, man. I don't know. None of these cats is, man.
Defensively by the Knicks again on that rotation. Ainge and Walker are going at it, and Danny is not going to back down. He tackles him right out in the middle of the
He's
floor.
a wrestler. Danny Ainge was wrestling in high school. I'm going to tell you this right now. The way Danny Ainge tackled so many people, he was wrestling in high school. I guess he was playing baseball. I seen that in another video. He played baseball, then he crossed over into basketball. But Danny Ainge was definitely wrestling in high school. No cap. I can tell you this right now. He's coming to tackle you. He's going to tackle you. Probably even play a little football. Look, you see right there. He already got his hands on him. You see he's trying to slam him. He's trying to slam him. Danny Ainge is like that, yo.
Knicks again on that rotation.
Just pushing.
Ainge and Walker are going at it, and Danny is not going to back down. He tackles him right out in the middle of the floor, and we got a brawl. Well, I figured this was going to get ugly. And
hold on. Who was this little cat right there, man?
And it is not getting any better.
Oh, my God.
There's 3 or 4 guys going at it now. Dennis Johnson and Len Elmore. They're still trying to separate Ainge and Walker. Now Buckner gets in the middle. Greg Kite is out there with Johnson and Elmore going at it. Grunfeld and McHale right in front of us. Well, McHale he still owes Grunfeld one from the other day. No question about the foul. Yeah, he thought he was going to shoot it. And then Walker retaliates and triggers the fisticuffs. Oh, he gets one in there. Pretty good shot. Second pretty good shot. I'll tell you, he's got that long reach. Danny figures he's going to go underneath. Finally brings him to the floor.
Danny's smart. He wants to get him down underneath him.
Absolutely.
Now everybody else joins in. Greg Kite. You see Kite get in there right away.
I bet Danny's protecting his fingers. The last time he got in one of these, somebody bit him.
He was doing a power
Defensively by
drive,
the Knicks again on
They
that
was doing a power
rotation.
drive. Hey, I want to point out how little
And
dude
Walker are
had
going
to do on
at it,
the
and
Celtics.
Danny is not going to back down. He tackles
He was
him
going
right
crazy.
out in the middle of the floor. He
We
gets in
already
the
seen
middle.
that. I want to
Trying to
point out how
separate
little dude was
Johnson.
going
There's 3
crazy.
or 4 guys.
He did not care.
I figured this was going to get ugly.
Right here, standing next to number 28. Look at him. This guy right here. I don't know if y'all can see the mouse, but this guy right here, he starts going crazy. He's definitely a huge brother to Danny Ainge. He don't care. He was going crazy. Look,
It was going to get ugly, and boy, it has.
No. He was throwing a little bit more punches than that. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Look.
Brawl.
Well, I figured this was going to get ugly, and boy,
He's
it
in there
has.
going crazy.
And it is not getting any better.
Well, there's 3 or 4 guys
Everybody
going
getting
at it
shoved.
now.
Dennis Johnson and Len Elmore.
They're still trying to separate Ainge and
Ainge
Walker.
and Walker. Now Buckner gets in the middle. Greg
Hey.
Kite is out.
It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, man. I told you I was coming back with some more Danny Ainge fights. I don't know who I'm gonna be reacting to next. We done seen some basketball players that I ain't never heard of. Have you ever heard of any of these guys? Darryl Walker, Seadale, Threat, Tree Rollins. We all know who James Worthy is. But I've never heard of these guys. But apparently, they was fighting for their teams. Hey, I gotta get them I gotta commend them and give them a lot of respect because they really fought for them wins. Like, I know we talking about sports here. You know, we're playing basketball. All you gotta do is know dribble a ball and shoot it. But when I say they fought for them wins, they were fighting. They're throwing punches, knees, feet, tackling you, elbows, shoves, all type of stuff. They were some wild cats. But look, hey, I don't want to talk y'all heads off. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Because we dropping every day. Sometimes 3 or 4 times out the day. And peace. We out. Philly, let's get it.